Oh my god, the music truly is really nice. Hello, Bosu. To Yilong Wharf. What? What? Chad, you can take a boat ride. That's so cool. Oh, you can get an achievement for doing it too. Oh. They even sing. This is so cool. Life. Life indeed. Oh. Wow. Now it's much more scenic, chat. Do we just sit here for the whole ride? Now it's first person. Ooh. Singing Chinese. Wow. That was amazing. What the fuck? What a detail. Oh, that makes me feel so happy. I mean, of course, Hoyoverse is a Chinese game, but it feels very nice to see parts of, like, my actual culture represented like that. That's really cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a Chinese game, but then moments like these, I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely a Chinese game. That's so cool. Wow. Chat. Oh my god, this reminds me of a conversation I had not long ago Jake told me recently, like, he's learning Chinese, and I asked him, between Chinese, Korean, and Japanese, which one are you most interested in learning? And he was like, oh, I'm most interested in learning Chinese because I really love the culture. And I was honestly, it made me feel really, like, happy. I think that, I don't know if anyone else shares this sentiment, but when I was younger, being Chinese wasn't very cool. Of the three, you know, big Eastern Asian countries, there was Chinese, Korea, and Japan, and you know, Japan had anime and Korea had K-pop and K-dramas, and China had Made in China. I never felt like cool being Chinese at all. I always wished I was something else, and you know, Chinese culture is never really as celebrated in Western culture because, you know, a lot of the times China's seen as cheap, China's seen as dirty, China is seen as like, you know, Chinese food, Panda Express, and stuff like that. So when Jake told me like, oh, like I actually want to learn Chinese because I really like Chinese culture, it made me feel really happy. It really made me feel really happy, you know. That's something that younger me would have probably felt a lot happier to hear because younger me was not proud to be Chinese whatsoever. I was actually more embarrassed being Chinese than I was proud about it. Yeah. Seeing that, like, that little boat ride was honestly very sweet. Made me feel very sweet. Feels nice to see, parts of my culture represented very well. And obviously it is a Chinese game, so it makes a lot of sense, but yeah. He wants to learn Chinese to calm in the Chinese FPS game. Maybe that's his underlying reason, but I mean, like I take Jake's word for it. I actually feel, which makes me happy, Genshin's so big because and popular because it feels like it's its first big good thing to come out and represent China in a wild now. Yeah, it does make me happy for that reason as well, you know. When it came to video games, China was never in the front of video games. It was always Japan and Korea as well. At least in RPGs, it's still kind of Korea, and for, you know, anime style games like Square Enix and stuff like that, it's still Japan. And China has mobile games. That's what we have going for us when it comes to the gaming industry.
Perhaps one should invent some form of.
I mean, like, Western companies have, like, you know, FPS. They have, yeah, games like Riot, League, Overwatch, so on and so forth. Genshin has made me more interested in Chinese culture too. Oh, that makes me really happy to hear. That makes me happy to hear. I always, like, when I was younger, felt less cool because I was Chinese, but now I feel a lot more cool now that I'm Chinese. Now that I feel a lot more cool and proud to be Chinese than I was when I was younger, which is a good thing in the end of the day. I mean, it was always my own issue as well. I guess I can't fault myself as a child being like fed rhetoric that was like, oh, people making fun of, like, you know, the things that I eat, or people making fun of my culture, people making fun of like the way I look, people making fun of, you know, oh, China, everything made in China is cheap and stuff like that. You know, the xenophobia was very, very strong when I was younger, especially because I grew up in the Midwest where it was predominantly white. But yeah. It's just cool. It's just nice. It's a nice feeling, definitely. You are cool, yeah. I am cool, chat. Kids are mean. Oh, it's not kids are mean. It's adults are mean, and as a result, because of the mean adults, the kids learn from the mean adults, and you can't fault them on that either. Kids will make fun of you for the dumbest reasons. They absolutely will. Racism truly is taunt. You're so cool, auntie. Oh, you think so? Honestly, that's why I enjoy Lira and Shinzo and Genshin and HSR a lot. Chinese culture isn't as well known here in the West, and as someone whose relative went to China once and praised the experience a lot, I got a lot more curious to learn so much more, and it's nice seeing it often in these games as an example. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm really happy. Yeah, China is a very large and diverse and beautiful country, and there's really like so much in China. My mother's side, which is from Yunnan, is like more of like the countryside of China, is very, very different than my father's side, and he's from like Shanghai, Nanjing area, Jiangsu province, I think that's what that's called, and that's like more of like the city of China, I'd say. But there's also a lot of like really beautiful areas in there too. I think like it makes me happy. I guess it does kind of suck with the censorship that a lot of Chinese media unfortunately is not available in Western countries. Like obviously we don't really know much about Chinese celebrities and Chinese music and stuff like that. But at least we can have Genshin.
我一定给你投币。没有，还会再见马币哦。再见的时候你要幸福，好不好？刷下一个视频吧。你的 B 站以后刷不到我了，没关系，你要给别人投币啊，币啊！币啊！币啊！你每次都白嫖我怎么花？币啊！你这个币真有我！